How long does it take for your engineer to find the fault? Not fix it, not diagnose it, just to find it. Think about the last time a work order came in at your property, the engineer gets the call, grabs whatever documentation they can find and heads off. Maybe they know the building well, maybe they don't. Either way, there's going to be some searching. The industry average is over 30 minutes per job, every single job. And that's just to find the asset. We haven't even talked about diagnosing it or fixing it or filling in the paperwork afterwards. We're just talking about the walk and search. That's what we're here to fix today. I'm Luke, and over the next 30 minutes, I'm going to show you the problem. Then I'm going to walk you through what we have built. And lastly, we're going to run the system right in front of you, the real thing. Here's what we are covering: the problem, the solution, a live walkthrough, and a Q&A at the end. I'll keep it tight. Let's go. Let me paint you a picture. It's 8 in the morning, a work order comes in, boiler is making noise somewhere in the building. Your engineer, let's call her Maria, grabs a PDF schematic. It was last updated 4 years ago, before the renovation of the building. She heads to the basement. She takes the third corridor on the left, then tries the door at the end. Turns out it's the wrong room. She tries the next one, and that door is locked. Then she goes to the office, gets the key, goes back, and still not the right boiler. We are 15-20 minutes in, and she is still searching, looking for the asset. And here's the thing, this isn't because Maria isn't good at her job. She is. This happens because the information she needs to do her job isn't where it should be. It's not connected to reality. And that's the problem we're here to fix today. 3 numbers. These are the ones that really land when I talk to ops directors. 30+ minutes lost per job just locating the asset. 25,000 skilled workers hit retirement age every single day. And then $1,500+, the average cost of an unnecessary call out. The first one, 30 minutes, multiplied by every job your team runs every day. If you're running 20 jobs a day, that's 10 hours. 10 hours that your maintenance team spends wandering around the building they work in every day. That's not a people problem. That's a systems problem. Let me repeat, that's a systems problem. And the second number, 25,000 people hitting retirement age every single day, that one is a quiet crisis that nobody really is discussing yet. But we'll get to that. So why does the 30 minutes happen? What's actually going on? Here's what I call the knowledge blind spot. The data exists. It's out there somewhere. It's in a schematic on a shared drive, in somebody's spreadsheet that was built 3 years ago, in the head of an engineer who's been around since the building opened. The data is there, but it's not connected to the real world. And that gap between where the information lives and where the engineer actually is, that's where the 30 minutes or the time goes. Buildings change, documents don't. The hotel adds a floor, renovates a wing, moves the plant room to another location, but the PDF stays exactly the same. And then there is a third thing, the one that's hardest to fix. Knowledge lives in people. Your best engineer, the one who's been around for 12 years, she knows things that are nowhere in any document. She knows that a boiler on the floor 4 needs the bleed valve open before you reset it, otherwise it's just going to fault again in an hour or so. She knows which corridor to take, which door to try, which panel hides the reset switch. She knows all of this because she's been there, has fixed these faults several times. And guess, when she retires, none of that goes into a manual. It just leaves. Let me walk you through each of these 4 capabilities and show you the live system. Number 1, AI-guided asset location. Back to Maria and the boiler. In the old world, Maria grabs the PDF, takes a guess, starts walking. And that's where 30 minutes or so are lost. Let's switch to our system now. Okay, so this is our system. Before I go into asset location, I'll show you what the control room looks like. So you can see that there are 7 jobs that have come in today. There was 2 that got raised in the last 60 minutes. Average time was 14 minutes and nothing has been spent on the call outs today. You have the live job map of the hotel. You can see which floors we have the jobs in and roughly the location of these jobs. You can also see the jobs in much greater detail, the ones that are open, where the engineers are currently working, and the ones that are waiting to be assigned. All that information is there. Now, if you look at this job here, this job was completed and this data has been synced back, so we have even closed the loop. Okay, with that said, let's jump into the asset location itself. So if I was Maria, in our system, what I would do is type the word boiler, just one word. I will see boiler 2. I click here and the map flies straight to boiler number 2, the exact position of the boiler within the room. It tells me which door I need to go to, which corridor, and how to get there. So I know exactly where I need to go. And this is where 15 to 30 minutes of searching are completely slashed or gone. And we're not just talking about boilers at this point. We're talking about every asset in the building, every piece of equipment like the HVAC unit, the chillers, the lifts, the electrical panels, all of it now searchable, locatable in under 2 seconds. Let's look at point number 2, AI-powered fault detection. So I'm on the fault detection tab. Here's where it starts getting genuinely interesting. On the walk over to the boiler, Maria can already see on her phone, room 402 is running 8 degrees above set point. The duct feeding it is showing an airflow anomaly, and the energy draw on that circuit spiked 40 minutes ago. That means before the guest even rang down to complain, the system spotted the fault before anyone knew there was one. So Maria doesn't just know where she's going, she knows what she is dealing with before she opens the door. She's not diagnosing when she gets there. She's already past that. She is fixing. And that's where the 68% mean time to repair reduction comes from. It's not magic. It's just eliminating all that time that used to be spent figuring out what was wrong. We don't have to do that anymore. Let's look at the AI Remote Expert Assist. Let's say Maria gets there and hits something that she is not confident about. Maybe it's a fault that she has never seen before or fixed before. Maybe it's a piece of equipment that she's less familiar with. In the old world, she calls a colleague, describes the asset that she's looking at, hopes they can picture it. But this is completely different in our system. Let's switch to our system. So we were on fault detection in the last part. Now we will switch to remote expert. In our system, she opens the AR feed. On her phone, she points it at the equipment, and then James Reed connects. James Reed, he has spent 30 years working on exactly this type of kit. He could be in a command center at a different site right now. It doesn't matter, because James can see exactly what Maria sees, live, the camera feed right on his screen, and he can draw and annotate on it. So for example here, it draws an arrow pointing at the valve. The arrow appears on Maria's screen, overlaid on a camera view. He adds a label, check this valve, as you can see on the screen. Then another annotation underneath, a reset switch behind left panel. She's not trying to visualize something from a description over the phone. She can see exactly where to look. He's pointing at the actual thing. We see 50% faster resolution on jobs where remote expert assist is used, because there's no back and forth, there's no misunderstanding, no guessing. I think this is the most important part. The entire session gets recorded. The video, the annotations, the notes James added, all of that gets saved in the system automatically. To boiler number 2 specifically. So next time the boiler plays up, next week, next year, 2 years from now, whoever shows up doesn't need to call James. They tap the asset like I did, and they can see every session ever recorded. They can find the one that matches what they're looking at, they can play the video, and they can follow the same steps. So Maria's fix, James's knowledge, permanently in the building. We've seen properties cut the onboarding time from 6 months to under 3. That's not by lowering the standards. That's by giving the engineers a library of real problems solved, attached to every asset in the building. The knowledge doesn't retire with your best people. It stays. And that is the loop fully closed. The loop is fully closed. I want to go over the flow again. So you have the fault detection stage, which could be detected by a human or a machine is detecting it using the IoT sensor data. The work order is created. We have a human in the loop who approves or authorizes the work order, or we can have it automatically allocated to a resource or an engineer. The engineer already knows where the asset is located. The engineer has expert guidance on this from the previously completed jobs, or they could speak to a live engineer. The fault is fixed, the system is updated, that session gets recorded and goes back into your knowledge base. So let me bring this back to the number we started with, 30 minutes per job. With AI technician assistance, that number becomes 2 seconds. That's how long it takes to locate any asset in the building. If you're running 20 jobs a day, and let's say you save 15 to 30 minutes on each one, that's 5 to 10 hours back every single day. Those hours of your team that used to get on 10 hours of your team that used to go on wondering, guessing, waiting for information, now they're just fixing things. 68% reduction in mean time to resolution or repair, 50% faster resolution on jobs that need expert input. Onboarding time cut in half from 6 months to 3. And the starting cost? No new sensors required. We work with the existing building management system data from day one. You don't need to rip anything out or replace anything. You start getting value from what you already got. But here's the part that matters the most. Every job makes the next job faster. Every expert interaction becomes knowledge. Every fix stays within the building instead of walking out of the door when somebody retires. The platform gets smarter with every work order, every repair, and every problem your team solves. That's how you go from 30 minutes of searching to engineers spending their time on doing what they're actually there to do. Right, one last thing. If anything you've seen today is relevant to your property, the booking link for the private walkthrough is on the screen right now or in the description, depending on where you are. A private walkthrough means we build the demo around your building, your asset, your work orders, so you can see exactly what it would look like on your patch, not on some generic building. Everything you saw today is live. The system is running. We're onboarding properties right now. Come and see it for yourself. And thank you everyone again. Goodbye.